I know that there aren't a lot of women in positions of like engineering and technical positions in recording. And, you know, I can speak to that a little bit more later, but I think the more that you get knowledge about it, the less fearful you become, the more fearless you become, right? If you're armed with a lot of knowledge, then it makes things so much easier when you walk in a room and you're wondering if you're going to be doing whatever it is that you need to be doing correctly.
From my perspective, it is a male-dominated industry. I come from the promoter side, so it's very important as a woman to stand your ground and have confidence in who you are and be strong in your convictions and be a very dominant presence and make it known that you are a strong woman and you know what you're doing, because you will be easily, if you seem weak in any areas at all, it will be attacked. And that is one thing that I've learned through the years. Luckily, with my personality, I'm a control freak, always been. I have a very strong personality. I have found that my personality, I'm very social. I can get along with anybody. I can adapt to any environment, any type of personality. I can always figure out a way to get along with anyone, and that's really important in this business, especially dealing with men and being a strong woman. You will go very, very far if you are a strong woman. If you are a little bit more on the timid side, you just have to use a little bit more strategy on how to use that to your advantage and maintain the confidence. And just be more strategic in how you approach certain situations in that. But confidence is key in this music industry, from my experience.
Awesome. Well, to me, I'm a performer, and being a woman has meant that I'm an example to any other woman, any little girl that sees me. And I take that very seriously, because when I was coming up, I know I looked up to all sorts of ladies. I don't have a big sister, I'm the oldest. It's me and my little brother, so I always wanted an older sibling, I always wanted a female to look up to. And I found myself in that role, so I really do take it very seriously to present strong, not lewd, not just the type of woman that I guess I would be okay with my daughters modeling themselves after, or someone that I wouldn't be, really I think about if my mom was standing right there, what would I be doing? Now that's not to say my mom hasn't bought me like the shortest pair of shorts that I have for performance. Like, I'm like, wow, really? She's like, go, got it. But like, and that's the difference, you know, but they're still not, you know, I'm not popping it, locking it, and dropping it like with my legs open on stage either, you know, you don't do, so it's about, you know, carrying yourself. You can wear all sorts of things, but you know, I'm not twerking. Not that twerking's bad. It's just a time and a place to twerk, you know, and so we've definitely had, you know, club shows where it's a 10 to 2, and that 1:30 hour gets a little bit rowdy, and that's when it's appropriate, and it's fun. But we do a lot of other things, and we're public, and we're in front of a lot of people, and a lot of age ranges, and so it's just, to me, I know that I'm being looked at differently than the guys. You know, when you're the only lady up there, everything is scrutinized, you know, from the top of your head to the bottom of your feet, and Lord knows I have been there. So it's a balancing act, but I'll piggyback off what Becky said, be strong, and, you know, hold your ground. And I've always been in a band full of guys, and it's been very interesting, but I would not change anything as far as standing my ground and speaking up for myself. Even when there were tears, even when there was screaming, weather got real dramatic in one particular argument. It was thunderstorming and stuff. And I was like, really? Rain? I'm already like crying and stuff like that. But you've got to stand in that and say, hey, this is who I am. I'm not going to apologize. These are my standards. You know, this is my career. I take it very seriously. party like that, you know, I'm not, I sleep a lot because it's necessary when you're homeless. I don't get to go out to the bars like I want to, you know, go see shows and things, because if I have a night off, I need to be sleeping like summer or booked. I can't do anything, but that's what you do, so I'll stop because I feel myself getting sorry about that.
So yeah, I've seen tons of sexism too, probably 20 years of blatant sexism. There's people that test your knowledge constantly. They're like trying to catch you in some audio slip up. There's guys that inappropriately have crushes on you. Like in my 20s and 30s, that was a bad thing. There's people that act like you're a talking dog or some kind of, unicorn or some kind of, and the female point of view thing too, when you look at things, when you read things, you're not reading like, I'm a girl. You're just like a spirit in your body. And it's weird when somebody turns that around to kind of be about them, and you're there for their amusement. And that's not really done to them. So you're going to get a lot of that, even now. So many years, even last year, I rented a production studio here in town for a TV show. And I had a guy who was an AV guy, a video guy, who's got like 15 fewer years less than me, probably even audio dabbling. I rented his field gear from him. And he came up and instead of giving it to me, he went through how to use it. So a field mixer, so I've used it probably 300 times, and it's my job. And I set the whole thing up. And then I'm like, I've used this. And then he goes through the lav with me next, just ignores me. Goes through how to use the lav microphone. And you gotta take the high road. You can't say stuff like, does that cable go in your butt? You can't say that. So you can use humor here and there, but even after so many years, it still kind of infuriates me. So.
Yeah, and it happens on a daily basis, even with my company. I've been in the business as long as I can, and just last week I had to tell someone, you need to stay in your lane. I know what I'm doing. I've done this is my career, and I'd love to go backstage and tell you how to handle production and have you come in and tell you how to handle sponsorship, but stay in your lane. I'll discuss this with our president, who I report to, and it's that constant, if you let them in, they'll go, and you just have to make sure they stay in their lane, kind of a thing. But it does happen on a regular basis, and if you let them come over a little bit, they will push a little bit, and it exists. I think it exists on every level, but you just have to be careful, and again, maintain integrity and professionalism at all times, and always take the high road is my way to go. Just, if you make it dramatic, then you're being a woman, and you're being dramatic, and you're being crazy. Don't do that. I've learned that, it just makes it worse, and just always take the high road and keep it professional.
Most things are going to be about business.
Yes.
It shouldn't get emotional about
No.
business.
Keep it separate at all times.